what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides, and I am back here in a not so sunny Clearwater, Florida at Walker Ford. Many of you have been asking, hey, we want to see another F-150. You saw my F-150 diesel, which was the first time that a diesel had been in an F-150. What I have for you today is this 2019 Ford F-150 Lariat. Lurking underneath the hood is going to be that 3.5 V6, that EcoBoost. EcoBoost, you know when you hear that, that's the Ford terminology for turbochargers. Twin turbocharged, putting out 375 horsepower, 470 foot-pounds of torque. This thing is class leading when it comes to towing capacity, 13,200 pounds. Let me give you a little bit of history lesson. F-Series pickup trucks have been around for the past 41 years, and Ford knows trucks so well because they've been making trucks since 1917 with the Model TT. But let's not focus too much on the past. The present is a beautiful place to be. Let's check out the front of this 2019 F-150 Lariat. I really love what Ford is doing with the front end of their trucks. They refreshed that last year for 2018. I like the headlight design. I like the way it's all LEDs. I like the way it flows right into the chrome grille area. When you compare this to a Chevy, GMC, Dodge, this is a really aggressive, very muscular appearance to the front of the truck, and I really like that, especially with the ruby red color. That's an optional color code for Ford products. Looks beautiful, especially if that sun would come out. If we look down lower, you have the nice, wonderful Ford emblem. They put a front-mounted camera, which a lot of trucks are getting nowadays. I like the way they bring the chrome into the lower bumper area, and then it's got the usable chrome tow hooks down here. Very well placed, very well thought out, and I'm telling you, the designers who focus on the front of these trucks, they even make somebody like me, who's not really a big truck person, fall more and more in love every time I do a review on these trucks. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side. With the F-150, I like the way they do the hood with the body creases. Adds to that muscular feel to the front of the truck, and it really just flows in nicely to the windshield. As we wrap around, you're going to notice some options right off the bat. This one has that, like I said, the optional ruby red. It's got the also optional two-tone. Now, this is like a gunmetal gray sort of look to it. I wish it was a little bit darker, but it is what it is at the end of the day. 20-inch chrome wheels, very nicely done. I also like the way on pickup trucks they're going to the white wall lettering on the sidewalls of the tires. For me, that really goes back to the old muscle car era. And what's wonderful about these trucks, especially when it comes to Fords, they have options for everybody. This is a Lariat, so you could come in at the Lariat grade. There's an XLT, which is your starting point. You could go all the way up to Platinum with these things. So it's really up to what do you need for your particular application, but they really have you covered at Ford. Let's go ahead and work our way down the side. I like the way they add the badging Lariat, let people know what model are you coming in at. Nice chrome side mirrors here, especially with the integrated turn signals, LED turn signals. I'm a big fan of the styling of the side passenger and driver doors. This allows more visibility out of the truck. At first I didn't love it. Now I am a believer. If you look at the side steps here, when you open up the door, they project down, and then when you close it, after a few seconds, they retract back up. I know a lot of other trucks have those, but it's just nice to know that you're going to see those things in action. Super crew cab size. So this is a super cab. That's a Ford terminology. It's a crew cab, but they call it super cab. Nice size. I like the security tinted glass from the factory. As we keep working our way to the back, here's another nice thing. I know Tom loves this. This has these wonderful steps to help you get into the bed of the truck. You can pull things out, nicely placed, and then at the end of the day, you just put it right back. Those are the touches I like to see because they're thinking of people who use trucks for what they're meant to be used for. And you're definitely going to be putting stuff into the bed of the truck. I don't know if Tom wants to go ahead and show you the suspension. You can see how these trucks are designed to take that towing, to take the weight when you put things in the bed of the truck. Ford does a great job really just with their chassis development, the frame, the whole 9 yards. Very well done. This one is going to have that FX4 all-wheel drive capability. So 4x4, That's going to make sure that you're able to take this down your trail roads, take it to camping, take it wherever you need to be where the pavement isn't so perfect. As we work our way to the side, one thing I want to point out, one thing if I'm going to zonk it right now is going to be that exhaust tip. I wish it was a dual tip, especially because it does have that 3.5 V6 twin turbo, or maybe just something a little bit larger. But I do like the way they don't have it stick out too far that's going to get caught on something, especially if you are going off-road. Wrap it off out the back. I love how they have embossed the F-150 logo into the back of the tailgate. It just really shows the quality of the Ford product. The lower chrome bumper, and you can see that this one's going to have full sensors all the way around with that optional backup safety assist, lane keep assist, and all that great stuff. Here's another one of my favorites. When you release the tailgate, you're always going to find these wonderful steps. Whoever is the person that came up with this is a genius, because this allows you to get into the back of the bed of any Ford product so easily. You got your metal toe strap downs here where you could hook on your tie downs. This has a bed liner sprayed into it. That is an option. That's going to bring up that MSRP for this truck. This one you're looking at MSRP of around $60,000. So you'll see, especially when we get inside, lots of options, creature comforts, also safety features, which get added to the price of that truck. Before we get inside, let's go ahead and check out that 3.5 V6 EcoBoost engine. All right, guys, here we are underneath the hood of this F-150 Lariat. There, lurking underneath the hood, is that 3.5 V6 EcoBoost engine, twin turbocharged. You're looking at 375 horsepower, 470 foot-pounds of torque. It's going to give you that awesome class-leading towing capacity of 13,200 pounds. Now, what's fascinating, I was very happy to hear those numbers. Remember, that is the same EcoBoost, only downgraded a little bit power-wise, that's in the Ford Raptor. Remember, the Ford Raptor, that F-150 Raptor, 450 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Now, this one isn't going to do those crazy numbers, but you are going to have better fuel economy, and you are going to have that awesome towing ability. Let's go ahead and start this up. Alright guys, I'm inside the 2019 F-150 Lariat. This is where you're really going to see that all these things are going to add up, and that's what's going to make a little bit more sense of that MSRP being at around $60,000 because of all the option features. Let's start off on the door panel. You can see how they went with a two-tone look, the lighter tan with the dark brown leather armrest. Very nice and soft. I like the contrast stitching. This one has the wood package. I really like the grain and the finish on it. Looks really, really nice. Nice touch. And then one of my favorite things are going to be these full leather seats. These are heated and ventilated, very comfortable, and they look really, really, just the quality is there. Up on the dash, you're going to have that same treatment. The darker leather up top, you have the tan color on the bottom, and you have some wood grain lurking beneath inside there. It's all the touches that just add up to the whole product. I'm a big fan of these center consoles. The armrest, nice color, nice feel. When you open it up, this thing is huge. You could put a Thanksgiving Day turkey in that center console. That's how large it is. You could feed a family of 10 by bringing that turkey over for Thanksgiving. This one is going to have the 10-speed automatic transmission. Same 10-speed that's like in a Raptor. Very, very well thought out transmission with the gear ratios and everything. You can see the wood grain here. As we open this up, you'll have a location to put your phone, 2 USB ports in there. They have you covered for what you need to do. When you go and close it, it slides right back. This one has the Sync 3 system in it, 2 cup holders, very nice. And I really like this one as well, this little holder here. This would be perfect to place any size phone. I mean, you could put it right there and it's nicely out of the way. I like the brown leather with the contrast stitching on the shift handle here. I like the way they add the chrome to it, give it a little bit of a high scale look. And there's that wonderful sync system, that MyConnect Sync 3 system. Very easy to use. So you want to adjust your climate inside, you could do everything from the screen, or you could use the controls down here. I know it looks like a sea of buttons, and at first, many eons ago, I wasn't a big fan of the layout, but I do like it. It makes sense. AC down low, radio controls up top. We have the camera, like I told you, looking out front. You got a nice 360-degree view there, and you could go to where it's just a single out the front. Very nicely done. This does have the auto start-stop feature to help with that fuel economy. You could shut it off and turn it on. Very well done and laid out for you. And then you also have, like I said, this being the FX4, you could go into 2 high. You got 4 automatic, 4 high, or 4 low, all by the twist of this knob right here. And then another nice feature that Ford brought to us a few years ago is that trailer backup assist, which makes life a lot easier to hitch this up. Now, if you look up top, check it out. You have this wonderful panoramic full sunroof with the sliding security shade there. These are the things that make you feel like you are in the lap of luxury. And if you think up front is the only place where you get it, your kids, your relatives, your friends, your neighbors that are sitting in the back get the same level of quality. But speaking about quality, how about come on this side and we'll check out where you're going to be sitting behind the wheel of this F-150. All right, guys, here is the business side of things. Nicely leather wrapped steering wheel. I like the darker brown. I've always liked on the Ford steering wheels how they bring the controls towards the center. You don't have a lot of levers sticking out. You just have your turn signal and you know, the whole system for the windshield wipers. If you look as well on the door panel over here with the Lariat, with these options, you're going to get the memory settings for the seat. So if you have a couple other people driving your truck, they could have it set up perfect for them. Also, when it comes to the gauge layout, I'm a big fan of keeping those analog gauges for the tachometer and the speedometer, and then across top is all that other important information, your oil temp, coolant temp, obviously fuel. Those things are important to know, and it's nice that it's laid out. If I was to give a zonk on this interior, it would have to be, I wish they would have took some of this dark brown and brought it into the seats. Maybe the side bolstering done in the same brown, or maybe the pieces that are underneath my body that you can't see, maybe have those be dark brown, just to break up the tan a little bit, because I think that's one thing is with the seats and the door panels, little too much tan. Balance it out just a tad with the brown. You saw where you're going to be sitting. Let's take a look at that back seat, because I'm telling you, it's something to check out. All right, guys, I would say I'm sitting on a sofa somewhere in somebody's house, but I'm not. This is in the back of the Super Cab in this F-150 Lariat. Check out the same great leather interior on the seats. Like I said, my only zonk is I wish this was dark brown here and here, or dark brown on the bolstering. I think that would have broke up the whole tan craziness that's going on, but it's still very attractive and a great quality. Watch this. Look at how easy life is. You need to split the seat up. Both of these are going to go up. That's going to allow tons of room downstairs. And then if you need to put them down, 1, 2, 3. That's what I love about engineers, is that they make our lives easier. Now with these seats, they're not air conditioned, but they are both heated. Your passengers have their own AC vents, which is nice. And you're definitely going to have them covered for their electronics. USB, you got your 10 volt, 110 volt here. So you're really all well thought out ideas when it comes to what are your passengers going to have when they're in the back seat, because maybe they do have a laptop, maybe they have their iPad or whatever. They're going to need to have that stuff charged, because I promise you on the longer drives, you don't want those batteries to die, because then they're going to make your life miserable. But anyways, if you're ready, I'm ready to take this one for a spin. All right, guys, we are rolling out of Walker Ford in not so sunny Clearwater, Florida today. And every time I get into one of these Ford trucks, they really just open my eyes to where we're moving
in the truck segment, because like many of you are aware, I'm not the biggest truck guy, but boy, do I feel like I'm becoming one, because these trucks are not like my dad's old 77 Ford Ranger. The amenities inside, the way that they ride, the way that they are able to be used for work and play is just goes without any saying. And with this particular F-150, having that Lariat option, having the options that we showed you earlier in the interior, you really feel like a king in your castle. I love how everything is laid out just perfectly. I hope you like the view that I'm giving you with the GoPro. That's something new that I'm trying with these panoramic sunroofs, is attaching it up there, kind of give you a little bird's eye feel of what it's like to be in this F-150. Truck is so easy to drive. The visibility forward, sides, and out the rear is a breeze. So here we are, we're just cruising along at 45. I want to show you how flexible the 10-speed is. When you need to get up and go, you put the pedal down, it drops, and you go. That's how easy it is, especially when the 10-speed is mated to that V6, that 3.5 EcoBoost engine. It really is a very, very flexible engine because it allows that torque delivery over a wide power band. It's not very peaky. You got 470 foot-pounds of torque, 375 horsepower, very usable, everyday power for whatever you need. Whether it's just driving along like I'm doing now, or if you're towing, or if you got a bunch of stuff in the bed of the truck that's weighing you down, it's going to allow you to be able to do that and not be held back. Very, very smooth, very comfortable. Like I said earlier, if I'm going to give it a zonk, I think that there's just a little too much tan for my taste. I wish they would have went with a little bit more brown. You got the brown up here on the dash. If they would have brought that into the seats a little bit, just a little splash of it, I think would have balanced it out. But hey, you know, it's one of those things that you do have options, and that's the wonderful thing with these F-150s, especially when it comes to the different levels of them, where you go from an XLT to the Lariat, so on and so forth. So here we are driving down a little bit of a tighter road, and even though the road got a little bit more narrow, with the F-150, you don't feel like you're getting out of your lane. You don't feel like, hey, I'm a little too large, a little crowded. It feels really good. And that's what I like about these trucks, is just how nice it feels driving them from inside. It used to be where it wasn't always that way, but you know, over time, being in the 21st century, they really have upped their game with the amenities that they have brought inside to the truck. So we're making our last turn. We're heading back to Walker Ford in not so sunny Clearwater, Florida. I think it's today's rainy Clearwater, Florida. 10-speed. Here we go. This person, we pass him, drops down, smooth as silk. I really love this gearbox. It's a great transmission, and I highly recommend get down to Walker Ford if you have not test driven a new truck lately, especially something like this. But if you guys are ready, I am ready as we roll in to Walker Ford. I'm ready to wrap this one up, so I will see you in a millisecond.
All right, guys, it's been one awesome day here at Walker Ford. Definitely got to give a big shout out to Weston Walker, Frank Walker, Tracy, Kevin, Steven, Benji, Austin, Mark, Greg, everybody here at Walker Ford. They are awesome supporters of Raiti's Rides. I'm so grateful to be on this journey and have them along with me, just like I'm grateful to have you on this journey with me. With these F-150s, it's like going to Baskin-Robbins. There's a flavor for everybody. With this Lariat, you could see how you could get some extra niceties when it comes to the outside, and especially that inside of that truck, have that work capability, have the ability to drive it on the weekends, drive your kids to school, take the wife out to dinner, and then take it back to work again and keep making that money. But anyways, if these are the types of trucks you like to see on Raiti's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you have not hit that subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. I promise you, it's worthwhile coming back every single day, daily uploads here on Raiti's Rides, and I think you'll attest quality uploads. If you have not checked out my Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages. Definitely want to check those out. For all of you that have been subscribing and following me, thank you. I'm so grateful for your support. It's amazing, the community, the family that we're building here on Raiti's Rides, helping one another out. I love sharing my passion with you, and I love getting the passion and the stories back from you to me. If you have not got yourself a t-shirt, click on that About tab on my homepage for the YouTube channel, for Raiti's Rides YouTube channel. Lower left-hand corner says Raiti's Rides t-shirt. Click that, take you to Bonfire. It's a crowdfunding site. They're 15 bucks. They're wonderful. Make your wife happy. Make your boyfriend happy. Make your girlfriend happy. Let them know the hero that you are. Get them a shirt, 15 bucks. Gotta give a big, huge thank you. I love this guy. Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, working the camera. He's down to just holding one hand now. You know, normally when we first started, he was doing two hands. He's down to one hand because you know what? He's been working out, getting ready for that powerlifting competition. So definitely want to wish him well, show him the love. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.